Hello, this is Ryan with Pro Trailblazer, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to optimize images that you're generating in AI, and also how to take some initial steps in considering how you generate your images for them to look less like AI and also be more optimizable so you can come up with smaller file sizes. If you've exported images from AI, oftentimes they're significantly bigger file size and in a file format that you don't want. And I'm going to show you how to change that. So this is going to use GPT-5. And I'm also going to show you how to do the same thing in Gemini. We're also going to use some prompting to create an image. I'm going to show you the prompt that I used to create the code. I'm going to show you how to use the code, and I'm going to show you how to run the entire thing. So at the end of it, you can have batches of images that are optimized insanely. Wait until you see the savings that we're going to get on that. So if you're into all things digital creative, make sure to like and subscribe to Pro Trailblazer, and let's get to work. All right. What do we got here? First of all, for everyone that is new to working online, or maybe this is a first project that you're doing, why do you want to optimize images? The benefit is that it creates a more performant website. Feel free to read what Google said through its AI overview. I would say this is exactly what I would tell you. So if you want to know, definitely read. I also ran it through here, which is GPT 5.2. I said, is there a benefit to it? And there is. What I did was I took these more detailed notes here and I got it down to the cliff notes with some bold points. And we're going to go over these just very, very quick. It improves the load speed. It improves the user experience. WebP is better for performance. That's why we'll be using WebP in this tutorial. It creates faster pages, which is what you want. Most importantly, it reduces the initial load cost. Think about being Google. If you can have more optimized images, it saves them more money. The end user gets a faster load time. The people serving the images have to look through less stuff. So I created a prompt that you can follow along with. Here it is. It's a black and white charcoal pencil sketch illustration that's hand-drawn. That's an important thing because hand-drawn images are subjective to artistry, and you can really kind of switch it up and kind of nudge it left and right to get a different style. Also, charcoal is always black and white, which is really important for compression. If you have black and white images, a compressed file is much, much smaller. I loaded that into Gemini, and this is what Gemini did just right out of the gate. A very, very simple image of a family walking. I did it in 5.2 ChatGPT as well, and the image that was generated is significantly more detailed, which isn't necessarily always a good thing. I often find that starting with something like this and getting it more and more detailed is easier than dialing it back. But what I did was I created several images that we can use that have a varying degree of complexity, because it shouldn't just work for one image. It should work for a lot of different styles. So what we're going to be testing with is 3 different families and 3 different styles. So we've got this dress to impress, super flashy family. We've got this family just moseying around the neighborhood. And it's much more of a sketch style. And then we've got more of a blueprint illustration. So creating images in AI that appear to be hand-drawn is usually received very well as an end result. So next we need a Python script. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Python, don't worry. It doesn't really matter if you've ever used Python before, because you can ask GPT or you can Google, how do I set up Python on my code environment? So a code environment isn't something to be scared of. The steps are pretty easy. So what you can do is download Cursor, and once you get it downloaded, run a tutorial on either GPT or through Google on how to run a Python file in Cursor. It'll give you a step-by-step set of instructions on what you need to install. It's very, very copy and paste as far as what you need to do to get it running. Once you can run a normal script that just says hello, then you're ready to go on making this happen in your workflow. This is the script that I generated. Here's what I typed in 5.2 or 5.1 in this case. I said, create a Python script that can take a folder of images and change them to WebP format and set the compression level to 6. I wanted that as like a basic scaffolding. I added a couple of things afterwards so that it was easier for you to follow, and code is in the description. So, if you use the code and you're using this tutorial, a like and subscribe is super appreciated. I need all the support I can get. Thank you for doing so. The code, once you add it into your IDE of choice, in my case, Cursor, will look something like this, and you want to make absolutely sure that you have the script that you are running in the same folder as your images. Just drag your image folder down to the cursor icon if you're on a Mac, and then you hit Control tilde, or you can go to View and Terminal. That'll open up the terminal, and what you want to do is run the script. Now you can run the script by typing Python, the file name, and then a space and a dot, and that'll indicate that you want to run this file to everything in the folder. Or if you don't want to type that, you can just say run this script in Python. It'll run it. I don't even think you necessarily need to type Python, but you want to make sure it says Python rather than like Python 2 or 3. Sometimes it'll say that, and that can kind of cause problems. But we're going to hit return, and it ran the script that we generated through a prompt. And what it did was it looked through, it set the quality to 1, the compression to 6. This made it take a couple of seconds longer, and we could have ramped it all the way up to 100, which would be super, super clean and a much, much bigger file. So like this is, change this by name. We can see that the first image was 3 megabytes. Now it's 50. Change it to 99. There we go. So I upped it to 99, and now it's 726 kilobytes. And the next one is 1 megabyte, and then 2.3 megabytes, right? Let's take a look at it with 99 compression, and then we'll go down to 1, right? Here we are. So that's 99 compression. It's a like for like. It's almost identical to the original with next to no loss, but it's also only about 1/3 of the size. Let's drop this all the way down to 1 again. Let's save it, and then let's run this again. There we go. Now we're down to 50. So that's like a 98% savings on the compression, but we used black and white. We had something that's sketchy, so like the artifacts are kind of baked into the style. And if we take a look at this, we've got 3 megabytes. And if we take a look at the next one, there's next to no difference. And this is the most detailed image that we're using as an example. And even this one looks really, really good. It looks a little bit more blurry up in the sky, but that just looks like smudged charcoal. If we take a look at the next one, the couple walking away off into the distance, and then we take a look at the 107 kilobyte version, so with 98% file size savings, we lost a little bit of lines in the sky, and just a couple of lines down in the street as well. So that's 98% savings almost instantly. If we go down to the family walking, this is almost identical. And that's from 8.1 down to 154. So you save 98% in terms of file size, which is awesome for SEO. It's absolutely noticed from what I've seen. So if you are working with AI images and you are noticing that the file sizes are big and you are going through a rather entailed process of compressing them, I hope this method is helpful in terms of working faster and doing things easier moving forward. That's what AI is all about, is taking this recursive, simple stuff and just making it easier so we can get on to more creative and more fun things, or using the AI to create more creative stuff. Well, I hope that was super useful. I'm Ryan, and this is Pro Trailblazer. If you're into all things digital creative, make sure to like and subscribe. And thank you very much for watching.